So yeah, surprise, surprise, shocking news. We're not playing video games. That's for sure. We're doing some tier lists. And specifically, I wanted to tier list every 2023 movie that I've seen. And here they all are. There's 35 of them. I counted. 35. I didn't see all of them in theaters. I actually um yeah, I've been keeping track. All right. It's not super organized, but these are all of them. But yeah, I plan on cutting this down and posting it on YouTube. Also, there's 36 movies here, but see, we're already scuffed. But I'm pretty sure there's 35 movies here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 28. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Shit, we're missing one. What? Oh no. What am I missing? Oh no. Alright. We gotta go through the list. Megan? Is Megan on here? We may have gotten it. We may have figured it out. I don't see Megan on here. See, this is why I'm gonna edit this down. Because this part is not very compelling, is it? Now we're good. Alright. I gotta do my YouTube intro now, right? Alright. So today we are tier listing every 2023 movie that I've seen. My entire YouTube suggested is everyone's top 10 or everyone's bottom 10. No, we're doing all of them. We're doing every 2023 movie I've seen. First, though, anyone who's seen me do a tier list before knows that I hate these bland ass tiers. All right, we gotta quantify them. All right, none of this S A B C D. All right, the top tier are my favorites. All right, these are the ones that will become my future comfort movies. They're beautiful. I love them. The A tier is not an A tier. These are the rewatchable ones. These are the ones that they're not my favorites, but they're like, they're up there, and I can definitely like put them on, have a good time. The middle tier here, they're the ones that I might rewatch. A lot of the big movies of this year are gonna fall in this tier, I think, because there's a lot of movies that I thought were really good and I liked them, but I don't know if I'll watch them again because they weren't like right up my alley. I don't know. The C tier, second to last, won't rewatch. Not necessarily movies I didn't like, but movies I just thought they were meh. They're just whatever. And I don't feel like I'll be wasting my time rewatching them. And then the D tier, didn't like. Well, we'll be more sophisticated. Didn't enjoy. All right. So these are my tiers. We've got them quantified. So, with that said, I think we can get started. Starting off, Anatomy of a Fall. Anatomy of a Fall is a real easy one because this movie is the first video I ever put up. It's the reason why I started reviewing these movies because I love this movie so much that I wanted to write, edit, record, not in that order, a whole video and start doing it more. This movie is the reason why I have a YouTube channel. And so it's my favorite. Nothing I've seen since I've liked more. This is my favorite movie of 2023. Easy, easy favorite. Oppenheimer, the Christopher Nolan biopic. Not biopic of Christopher Nolan, the biopic by Christopher Nolan. But I saw this in theaters. I liked it. It was not my favorite one of the year. I thought it was really good, but it wasn't like I don't know. I don't think I'm that big on biopics, but it's really well done. It deserves every award that it's going to receive at the Oscars. I'm going to put it in the might rewatch. All right, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Honestly, probably my favorite Guardians film. I saw it twice in theaters. It was really good. It's gone in the rewatchable tier. I don't think it's among my favorites, but I can definitely watch it again. By the way, the rewatchable part, it's just me. You know, this is me sober, alone by myself, making a decision. Some of these movies that I'll put and won't rewatch, you know, maybe I'll watch with like friends at some point. But yeah, these are if it's entirely up to me. Blackberry. So yesterday, instead of going out, I stayed in and watched 4 movies. And 2 of those movies were 2023 movies that I hadn't seen before. And one of them was Blackberry. Blackberry is the story of Blackberry. By the way, my boy Glenn Howerton, fantastic casting, A+ work. He gets to yell a lot, and that's what he does best. Blackberry is rewatchable, and I really enjoyed it. I had a good time. Pillars of the Flower Moon. Big one. The new Scorsese one with DiCaprio and De Niro and Lily Gladstone, who also, honestly, if I had to pick one person to get some awards, I think Lily Gladstone might get, she might win Best Supporting Actress. I'd have to think about it, but she might be my pick. But yeah, I saw this one in theaters, 3.5 hours, really, really good. Will be winning lots of awards in a few months. But it's very long, and for that reason, I don't know if I'll rewatch it, but it's definitely one that I'll remember for a while. Nimona, super cute animated movie based on the graphic novel of the same name. This is another one that I talked about. I briefly talked about it in my biggest surprises and disappointments. It was one of my biggest surprises because it just kind of came out of nowhere. It was a direct to Netflix release, and it's just really well done. Big fan. It's gone in the favorites. I could definitely rewatch this one over and over again. No Hard Feelings. This is another one that I talked about in my my surprises and disappointments. But however, this was a disappointment. I did not enjoy this movie. I don't think it's very good. It has its moments, but overall, I'm not gonna watch this again. Talk to Me is probably the best horror movie that's released all year. I haven't rewatched it, but I definitely want to. And it was it's real good. Big fan. Definitely recommend. If you're into horror movies, watch Talk to Me. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I've often said that Into the Spider-Verse did not need a sequel because it's a perfect movie. And if they were going to make a sequel, they better make a damn good one. And they did. It's really good. And I loved it. And I saw it twice in theaters. And yeah, it's one of the favorites. It's just really good. The Holdovers. This is one. So I saw this in theaters the night before I saw Anatomy of a Fall. And so, you know, it didn't really get a chance to stick in my brain because I loved Anatomy of a Fall so much, and as soon as I saw it, that's all I thought about. But I thought The Holdovers was good. It wasn't my favorite when I saw it, but it's been living on movie Twitter, and I've seen so many clips and so many people talking about it, and I keep thinking about it more and more, and I really wanna watch it again. And so, I think it's gotta go in the rewatchable category. I think this is gonna be a holiday classic. Definitely, I'll probably be watching this every Christmas from now on. It's really good. Also, the story of Dominic Sessa, who in his film debut might get nominated for some awards, is insane. And he only auditioned because it was filming on his college campus, which is that's nuts. And he turned in one of the best performances of the year. That's crazy. Go watch The Holdovers. I don't like why is it it's annoying me. I should be able to type gibberish. There should not be spell check on here. That is preposterous. Asteroid City, one of two Wes Anderson movies on this list. But Wes Anderson's one of the most unique filmmakers we have. And a lot of people were kind of down on Asteroid City, and I watched it, and I don't really know why. I thought it was pretty good. Not my favorite Wes Anderson. Honestly, not my favorite Wes Anderson movie on this list, but I thought it was pretty good. I might rewatch it. You know, Variety put it on its 10 worst movies of 2023, which is insane. Give Wes Anderson some respect. Next up, we've got Wonka. Big one. I made a video about it. Right here. Yeah, you can tell by the title. Wonka's good. Wonka's good. I might rewatch it. Honestly, it's a good family movie, so I might go see it in theaters again while it's still there. But TBD. Poor Things. Emma Stone is she might win another award. She's definitely gonna get nominated. She was really good. Emma Stone, Mark Ruffalo, really good. Willem Dafoe, really good. So this movie, beautiful. Thank you. So for a movie that is 80% people fucking, I really enjoyed it. Hey, I don't know I don't know how to describe it other than that. And that's why I didn't make a review of it, because I don't know what to say about this movie. It was fun. It was really good. That's about it. We've got The Boys in the Boat next. The dad movie of the year. Another one I reviewed. I didn't like it. I don't think it's very good. It's not. It pissed me off, honestly. Ugh, I don't want to talk about it. I already talked about it so much. I wrote the review. So I saw this movie um at an AMC Screen Unseen, which is like it's $5 and you go to the movie and they don't tell you what the movie is. They only tell you the approximate runtime and the rating of it. And so this was the movie, and I saw it like 2 weeks early. And I came home and I wrote the review and I sat on it for 2 weeks because I didn't want to talk about the movie. And that's how much this movie annoyed me. Moving on, we've got Barbie. I talked about Barbie in my biggest surprises and disappointments. And Barbie disappointed me. Not because it's not good. It is good, but it's kind of basic and it is flawed. That being said, I have rewatched it. It's a good like movie night movie. I don't know if I'll rewatch it by myself ever though. Community movie nights aside, I don't know. I don't think I'll I don't think I'll put it on by myself. So maybe I'm being harsh. I'll have to re-examine everything. We've got Ferrari, another biopic of Enzo Ferrari. This is the most recent movie. That's not true. I was about to say it's the most recent movie I saw in theaters, but I rewatched a movie in theaters on Saturday. But I saw this on Friday. and I didn't like it. I think it's fine, but I wanted more. It's not great. I did not enjoy Ferrari. Performances are good. Honestly, I thought that I would enjoy the racing part of it, and the human part of it would be kind of meh. But the only part of this movie I really liked was the interaction between Adam Driver and Penelope Cruz. I feel like those two performances were really good, and the way the characters played off each other was really good. The racing part, I felt like nothing the whole movie. I felt no stakes. I don't think it was very well done. Moving on, we've got The Iron Claw, probably the saddest movie of the year. One of the saddest movies I've ever seen in my life. And I talked about it, and I said it was a banger, because it is. It's really good. It's one of my favorites. Shout out Zac Efron. Editor Tyler here. A lot of people commented on my Iron Claw review and said that they didn't like Ric Flair. And I just want to clarify that the actor playing Ric Flair is not doing a very good Ric Flair impersonation. However, I think it services the story very well and it works very well within the context of the story. And that's a tricky line because he's not historically accurate to Ric Flair, but a historically accurate Ric Flair would not have fit within the tone of that moment and that sequence in the movie. And I think that they did a good job at fitting that character into the story and not having him sound ridiculous. Knock at the Cabin is the other 2023 movie that I watched for the first time yesterday. I thought it was decent. It was okay. It's a very similar premise to Cabin in the Woods. They also have very similar titles, but it's different enough. I think Cabin in the Woods is a lot better. I might rewatch it. I could see myself putting it on. Scream 6. Anyone who knows me knows that Scream is my favorite series. Favorite movie series ever. They're just so fun. And I loved Scream 6. It's a definitely it's definitely a flawed movie, and we're never gonna get a good Scream movie again, sadly. But Scream 6 is a good one. They went out on a high note. Blue Beetle, I watched this the other night, and it didn't do too well in theaters, and that's because people have like superhero movie fatigue, and Blue Beetle doesn't really move the needle. Like he's not Superman. He's not a big name superhero, so he's not gonna put butts in seats. And so, but I thought this movie would be kind of fun. People were talking about the third act and how hard the third act goes. The third act does in fact go hard, but it does not save this movie. I did not. I don't think this is a very good movie, and it's not fun until like the last 20 minutes. So I don't think I'll rewatch it. On the other hand, we've had another one of my biggest surprises, Thanksgiving. Another horror comedy meta slasher. I'm gonna rewatch this every Thanksgiving. It's so much fun. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, my biggest surprise of the year. A lot of fun. Loved it a lot. It's one of my favorites. Now, honestly, looking at what we've got left, we've gotten a lot of the ones that I loved out of the way. I feel like I'm gonna be a lot harsher with the rest of this list. Theater Camp is one of this year's better comedies. And I went into it. I heard it was hilarious and a lot of fun. And I liked a lot of the characters in it and the actors because it has a couple of actors from Booksmart, and it also has one of the actors from American Vandal, which is a great series, and it was canceled too soon. Sadly, very very sad. But I didn't love it. I don't know if I'll rewatch it. Thought it was okay. Didn't do it for me. Past Lives. So I watched this for the first time a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't love it, but watching it, I'm pretty sure it's a perfect movie. I don't know if there's a better movie that's come out this year than Past Lives, and I wanted to rewatch it, and I did rewatch it last night. It was the last movie that I watched in 2023, and it this movie's a masterpiece. I think it's gonna have to go in my favorites. I think I might just love this movie. There's something about movies where there's only like 2 or 3 real characters, but they're just played by people who are acting their asses off. Those movies just go so hard for me. Priscilla. I talked about this in my biggest surprises and disappointments video. I talked about the next 2 in that video, actually. I won't rewatch Priscilla. I thought it was good. The performances are insane, but that's about it. It's just slow as hell. So, to this day, I've still only seen the first Hunger Games, and I only saw it in theaters whenever that came out 10 plus years ago, and this one. And so I was not a big Hunger Games fan, but I enjoyed this movie. It wasn't one of my favorites. It's not going to be a comfort movie, but I liked it. Anyone But You. This is another one I saw in theaters very recently. It came out very recently, and I saw it opening weekend. The Sydney Sweeney Glenn Powell rom-com. It's definitely a flawed movie, and it's a rom-com, which is not my usual genre. But I had a lot of fun in this movie. I really liked it. I don't know. I'm gonna catch some heat for putting it up here. 'Cause it's not good. It's okay, but I liked it, and that's fine. Godzilla Minus One. So this is the movie that I've seen most recently in theaters. I saw this on Saturday as a rewatch because I wanted to catch it again before it went out of theaters. Godzilla Minus One is one of the best movies of the year. It's one of my favorite movies of the year. It's going in the favorites category. It's really, really good. It's everything you could want from a blockbuster movie. It's an absolute banger and makes you cry a little bit, not gonna lie. Dream Scenario, the Nick Cage psychological thriller, I guess I would call it. I think it's okay. I won't rewatch it. I didn't hate it. There's also there's one shot in it that made me moan, not gonna lie, because it was such a clever shot. But that's it. That's my main takeaway from that movie is that one shot. Moan? Yeah, I moaned. I don't think I'll be able to find the shot in any of the trailers. It was such like a it wasn't a really important shot. The Killer, the new David Fincher. I wanted to see this in theaters, but it was only playing in New York, and I did not want to go to New York for it. So I just watched it on Netflix. I thought it was pretty good. Not my favorite Fincher. Eileen. I wonder how Eileen did at the box office. Let's see. Jesus, that is terrible. Nobody saw this movie. No wonder why. No wonder why nobody watched my review. Nobody saw this movie. Jesus. How much did this movie cost? 16 million? This movie deserved more love. You know, it's not great, but it's a lot of fun. And this movie really takes off. I will watch this movie again. Also, disclaimer, I did see the Eras Tour in theaters, but it's not on this list because it's not an actual movie. Sorry. All right. I did throw this one on here. This is The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar. Um Not a feature film. This movie is about 40 minutes long. It's the other Wes Anderson movie on this list. And it's really unique, but I thought it was really good. It's a Roald Dahl adaptation. And it's 40 minutes long. Stars a bunch of people you've heard of. It's a really unique way of storytelling, and it's like the most Wes Anderson movie I've ever seen. It's like if you had to show someone, if someone asked you what Wes Anderson's style was, I would show them this movie. I would rewatch this. I probably will. It's 40 minutes long. It's really wholesome. I would recommend this to people. The Boy and the Heron. This is one that I need to rewatch. I want to go back and see it in theaters. It was really good. I don't know if I will, and I don't know if this will be one that I'll put on over and over again. I might rewatch it. I thought it was good. The last 3 movies are all movies that I discussed in my biggest surprises and disappointments video. The Flash. I liked The Flash. The Flash gets a lot of shit, but The Flash was not horrible. The Flash was fine, but it annoyed me that it wasn't more than fine. It could have been better. It had so much potential. Very sad. And now I have to wait for there to be another movie with my favorite superhero in it. Very sad. Dungeons and Dragons. Apparently this movie didn't do too well. Like, I mean that's a big number there, but what's the budget? Like that film did not do well. It deserved better. This movie's really fun. I would recommend this movie to anyone. It's really good. It's super fun. Last up, we've got Megan, which, oddly enough, the first movie that I saw this year. I didn't like Megan. A lot of people liked Megan. I didn't like Megan. It had a chance, but it's the most predictable movie I've ever seen in my life. All right, let's see. Are there any adjustments that I need to make here? I think this is good. I'm happy with my list. Are you upset with me for any of these picks? Are you upset that I put Barbie in the won't rewatch tier? Are you upset that I put Talk to Me in the favorites tier? You fucking loser. Listen, it's good. It's just basic. You're basic? I know. So I don't like it. I see too much of me in it. Not that I don't like it. I like Barbie. I like most of these movies. I like 31 out of the 35 movies. Or 36. I think there's 36. If you'd like to make a similar tier list, here's the link. I'll put it in the comments of the YouTube video too. Knock yourselves out.